All right, everybody. Well, we're here on Talking Ship.
Just kidding. Tank Talk Tuesday.
This is Tank Talk Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Sometimes I get these things mixed up.
It's only two things. It's all right. We got this.
True.
Ships and tanks, they play very similar.
It's
totally
been a heck
the
of a
same
day
game.
and a heck of a week.
One's on land, one's on water.
Is this the first one we've done in our mock studio that
Yeah.
we're setting up?
I hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the time
Do
we
you
get
want to
the
describe to your adoring fans what we're doing here?
Well, first off, we're suffering through this couch, which is absolutely abysmal. I feel like at any moment I'm going to be doing this. It slides.
You are doing
And
this.
second of all, it's like leaning back at like a 45-degree angle. I'm waiting for this thing to just give, and we go.
There's already this
It
thing.
has a
totally
capacity
broken.
issue. I think we've reached max capacity on this couch, but we are here with a serious topic today. Avoid the banging in the background. You know, one of the things actually, and we talked about this on the ship's video, we're in the process of remaking this area. We've decided that we want to try to have a little bit of a cooler studio. So to get to that, it's going to mean it's going to look like poop for a couple weeks, but hang with us. We're getting there. This wall will transform. This will transform. Everything is going to look magical at some point in the near future.
It's like when you clean your room. It's
Yes.
got to get
We're
messy
we're
before
definitely
it gets
cleaning
This
the
is
room.
beyond cleaning the room, though. This is taking room cleaning to the next level.
And there's no like shoving clothes under beds or like in the closet. Like
you
we're
can't get away
we're
with that
actually
here.
cleaning it.
This is Dad is coming to check.
Yeah.
So, and we're looking at it. So now here's the deal. I got a topic for you. We try to prepare for this, and normally we put it on Meathead to prepare. He's terrible today. He's completely befuddled. He's having a hard time. He's sweating profusely. So I've got a topic. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to catch these guys off guard. It's very simple, but I want to know, what is your favorite tank class and what is your least favorite tank class? Then we're going to talk about why. We're going to go into it.
Least favorite.
Oh yeah.
You can't just say Artie.
Yeah, we have to preface that you can't say RD, which I know
Yeah, you, can't
might
say
throw
you
out
already-
there.
Well, yeah.
I have a feeling.
Well, I mean, you could, but you should have some depth to the question.
Yeah.
So let's we'll go down the line. Let's start with you, Meat. Favorite tank class? I think I can guess. Now I've done enough of these to know, but I'm gonna pretend I'm surprised. Go ahead. Favorite
I would say
tank
heavy,
class.
heavy class, the heavy tank class.
Talk about why. You can't just.
I thought we
leave
were.
it
I
there.
thought we were saving the why for later. But as far as like why I like the heavy tank class, it's because they're slower, and I'm a slow individual. Reflexes aren't
Thinker.
as a slow thinker.
Yeah.
Tactic-wise, I need a little bit extra time to think about the plan, and it just allows me to do that. Plus, they're heavy, hence the name, and brawling. I'm a big brawler. I like brawling, getting up in faces of other tanks and just
Well, you get
Just
smacking
slowly
smacking
approaching
steel.
and just get in.
you get that satisfaction when stuff bounces off your tank. You're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I feel like I'm doing this right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just always feel lucky. Like, it's cool. I was like, God, thank you. Ding. Oh, cool.
Some of the most memorable experiences of heavy tanks is when you have someone else preparing to like side script against you, like, oh, you know it's going down, you know,
A little one-on-one,
something right at the very front lines.
a little brawling.
Mono.
Yeah. As long as
Fisticuffs.
Rape.
and
Little fisticuffs.
Pugilism.
the heavies have the crazy like derp guns,
Oh yeah.
like the crazy. It's the most satisfying gun to shoot. Maybe not the best EPM, but you got the silly Japanese tanks that just go boom, and the
Those are
KV2,
crazy.
Just aim anywhere and
and
The
like
vaporize.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
satisfying guns, even if they're not super effective.
They're the aside from TDs, they're like the mobile battering rams of the battlefield.
Well, I mean, nothing can measure up to TDs.
Why did I even bring it up? Because I knew you were going to talk
Oh
about
yeah,
TDs.
you just sped right into it.
So you're saying you're
Oh
a
yeah,
TD guy.
I'm a
That's
tank
your
destroyer
favorite.
guy.
He likes sitting in a bush doing nothing all
Hey,
game.
it takes a lot of skill to play TDs. Like you got to know the map, you got to know where's the enemy gonna come from. You got to know how like camo mechanics work, and they're crazy.
You also need to know when to push up and assist your team,
Yeah.
one or the other, you know.
Hey, you assist from the back. That's the great thing about TDs.
Leaving mediums, heavies, and lights all alone
Well,
on the
they're
battlefield.
Die alone
they're
in
gonna like
front.
go around and skirt around and just be like, hey, I'm doing stuff, but not really, because I'm just going around pinging off heavy tanks. While TDs are just like, you gotta aim, you gotta know all the weak spots, and you just go boom and kill something.
Boom.
So
Or go
you're sort
boom,
of
boom, boom,
saying you're an elitist jerk sort of guy.
He's
I'm
like
just
a sniper. He
saying.
likes
In
the
the
sniper
bushes
class. He's a
and-
sniper
Yeah.
class
yeah,
kind of guy.
it takes
I
some
have
skill.
Yeah.
I see. So
Like
you're saying
somebody
the
in
heavies
Overwatch.
don't take skill.
Well, no, like
Oh,
you can
look
bounce
at that
some
loaded
shots.
question.
Well, I mean, that's kind
You
of what I'm
can
hearing.
you can bounce them. So if you're if you
Here comes
screw
the
up,
backpedaling. Here comes the
if you
backpedaling.
screw up in a TD, like you get spotted, you're in the open, you're gonna get punished immediately. Heavies are all about like, oh, I went a little too far, boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm gonna back up. Or oh, I took a shot. Like, well, I've got 1,000,000 health, so I'll be all right. TDs are like,
I see. So you're saying you're more precision, less. He can be riskier.
yeah, well,
he can get out there.
He can get out of situations better
you
than
can.
bad situations than
So
TDs.
when
Because it's an
when you are
inferior class.
uncovered, Yeah.
Hey,
It's a more specialized class. Maybe
know
it's
how
harder
many-
to play.
how many KV1s and stuff I take out with my Wolverine, and they're just like, I'm a KV1, I can trundle up because I'm a big old heavy. I'm just like, oh, can you? Boom, 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 track, weak spot, crew, bam, dead.
That's how we're serving
That's
up
how.
TDs
That's
these
how.
days.
That's the shooting motion. You're just like,
All right, everybody at home,
boom.
Get this. All right, well, we just did favorites, so Roberto, give me your favorite. Then we'll come back to the least.
I'm
favorite.
afraid to hear what he's about to say.
I see their heavy tanks and their TDs. I raise them a medium tank. These guys are going to aim and fire one volley. If they miss, I'm going to flank them. I'm going to shoot them in the ass. Done deal.
see,
Game over.
speaking of like forgiving tanks, mediums. So first of all, high tiers, mediums are like,
Oh, they're OP.
they're OP.
They're super OP.
They're basically like fast heavies. They have really good guns, and if you get into a bad situation, even more than heavies, you're just like, oh, I'll just zip around and get out of here, because
You can kind of
Yeah, your
weaken them
traverse
little
speed's
by
a bit
tracking them,
ridiculous.
But even then, like, savvy medium tankers, they're not going to get tracked. They're going to outmaneuver you, outflank you.
well, and all our best premiums are mediums.
Well, over the
I don't
first,
know why.
we've done a bunch of these. You guys always play, oh, the medium is so diverse. It's the jack of all trades, the Draymond Green of tanks.
I hope anybody
Hey.
might get that
Is
reference
that
there.
where we're at? Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean-
why. Because you want to play in all situations. I mean, the thing, like hiding in the bushes, that's not my favorite thing, and I cannot get close to anybody because I just die instantly. So
Do you get afraid? Do you get afraid when you're like touching metal with people?
the thing is, man, it's just never. I'm not quite Lemming Rush. You know what I mean? Like I watch him do his stuff, and it's like,
Well, you hit it spot on. If you want versatility, the medium tank line is the one to go. You want to snipe, you get in the Panther. You want to brawl, get in a Sherman Jumbo. Those guys can face hug like crazy if you're in the right matchmaking, that is. But
I'm not saying they're not good tanks, because some of the best tanks in the game are mediums.
best tanks.
Yeah,
So
some of
like
the best things are the M48 Pan, the TVP.
the KR, I love the KR, but I like the KR because it's like a pre-nerf Hellcat.
Okay.
It's great.
all right. So we've got opinions on favorites. There's a couple classes didn't get named. That's fine. I'm sure we'll have some comments on those classes. So least favorite, meat. We'll go to you first. What's your least favorite tank class?
I'm going to say light tanks.
Lights.
And it's a twofold. I don't like light tanks because they usually flank me all the time, and especially as a heavy class. If you're trying to move and traverse, you just can't keep up with it.
Yes.
They have to make a mistake for you to punish them. The second reason I don't like light tanks is because I'm not good at them.
Yeah.
And being a heavy class player, playing a light tank, I play my lights as heavy tanks.
Right.
So I'm getting up in the face of things that I shouldn't be doing that with. I'm shooting when most light tanks shouldn't be shooting whatsoever. They should just be spotting. I'm rushing out in the field.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Light tanks, like speaking of skill tanks, like I like TDs, I get TDs. Light tanks are like super skill, and they take reaction too.
They are super. It's not a
Like,
first. You don't play that
yeah,
your first time around.
And there's a lot of mechanic stuff that makes light tanks a pain. Like the matchmaking stuff with lights is
Scout matchmaking.
making is
range.
punishing. Like a lot of the maps are not set up so that you can really take advantage until like
city
halfway
maps
through
are
the
fun.
game.
What are you talking about in a scout tank?
Yeah,
What,
well,
quarter maps?
Yeah, but good players. You see a good player in a light tank, like then it becomes either like, oh, I'm terrible in light tanks, but a good player is circling you and sniping you, and you're just like, how do you do that?
And
I
the
don't-
handbrakes.
Oh,
The
the
handbrake.
circling
Let's not talk about the
track.
handbrake.
Yeah.
Giving them a handbrake has absolutely increased light tank's ability to play on the battlefield.
It's making many Death Star players cry when they're using that handbrake to just stop right before a.
Or
You have the
yeah.
one where I've had the one where I get it and I'm going around and I'm gonna catch, and then all of a sudden here comes Mr. Light Tank, like almost like around twice.
Yep.
Just to go haha, and then you're dead. So are you saying though that light tankers are the most skilled? Is that the declaration you just made for all of our light tankers out there?
Because I think light tanks are the one class that I've heard most people go, I can't play it. But not because they're terrible tanks, because I've seen really good light tankers, and you watch these unicums, and they come out and they just crush you with them. You go, clearly they're amazing. I mean, the M4190, like I've seen people do amazing things, even at tier 10 matches with
Yep.
it, even though it's a tier 8. Like,
It's the gun.
but I can't do it, and lots of people I talk to can't do it. So like I think clearly that's kind of the definition of a high school tank. Like you have to be really good to take advantage of it.
I agree.
Shout
man.
out to light tankers then. Sounds like you guys are doing it right.
Yeah, and
Anybody
stop
else have
circling
a
my
least
TDs.
favorite they want to declare? I have more questions, so we could go to the
I
next
mean,
one.
we got to talk
least.
about Artie.
No,
Like, we can't
don't
ignore
have
it.
to talk about Artie.
Yeah, we do. Like it's in the game, so our game, at least PC.
Yeah.
Like, so Artie's good to relax. So personally, I play Artie when I'm like, all right, I'm not warmed up. It's a warm up tank for me, or I'm doing terrible, and so I'll play some Artie.
Or when you want to use just one hand to play, pretty much, right?
Yeah, so like when it's dinner time, I go straight to Artie because what I do is I eat and I just sit there. You shoot 40 seconds later, you just chowing, you're checking out the field.
Hot
Oh, now you
dogs
can
and
shoot again.
chili on this side.
Yeah,
Or exactly
absolutely.
fire, and you have like 2 minutes.
Absolutely, that's the best way to play
Nachos.
artillery. If you're not playing artillery that way, then you're doing it wrong, honestly.
Yeah.
But like the reason it gets so much hate and people don't like it is because it does. Don't get me wrong, it does need a little bit of working. Like it needs to be fixed a bit, but people hate it who haven't even tried to play it, so they don't
Well-
understand
Well,
it.
it's that thing that's the dialogue. Anywhere you go, we were on the Midway a couple
Yep.
days ago. Oh, so many people. Oh, Artie, when are you gonna fix the Artie?
Well,
Like
so-
you personally, when are you doing it?
I'm gonna open up the code today and
Yes.
I'm gonna get right into it.
That's why we gotta hurry up so you can get busy.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, actually, can I have an interesting question I think for you guys.
Oh,
Maybe
boy.
you can tell me. Has your favorite class evolved over time? So when you first started playing, were you I'm a heavy dude and now I'm a TD player, or has it gone anywhere? Have you always sort of settled in?
I'd say I've always been a heavy tanker. I jump into mediums every now and then, but I'm not good at mediums. I think the speed thing is what really kills me. I probably should be decent at TDs, but I don't play them often enough. I stick to my heavies. They're my most fun class to play.
I had started out with TDs, and they're still my most fun, but I've learned to appreciate the other ones. Like I've found mediums that I really like, and I've found heavies. You know, I started off with the T1 heavy before it was buffed, and it was terrible. And I was like, heavies are terrible. Everyone says heavies are great. Playing this T1, I'm getting wrecked. Everyone's wrong. And then someone was like, hey, you're playing the wrong heavy. Play the KV1. And that as soon as I played the KV1, I was like, oh, this is what heavies are, and I learned to appreciate heavies, and the IS-3 is just so much fun. But TDs still like have a special place in my heart.
I'm in the same boat. Like I started off playing the German Martyr and Hetzer first, and so I got involved with TDs initially, and then somehow I came up on the Panzer 4H, and medium tanks have been probably like my preferred play style ever since.
4H.
So you've evolved.
Or the
with
4, I
these
guess,
two
back
guys.
then.
You sort of started in. It's interesting. I think a lot of players start, dabble, and bounce. And there are players who think that class doesn't matter, that it's
Yeah.
just about the player.
And there's such a variety, particularly in medium tanks,
course.
and there's of TDs as well. Like, it's some medium tanks are not actually medium tanks.
Yeah, they're
Some
heavy
TDs
tanks.
are not actually
Yeah.
TDs, like the T67. Is that a TD?
Turreted
Meh.
TDs like that one?
Hey, don't call attention to that.
Yeah, we just had to put that up there because
because of that.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, we're going to wrap it right there. We'd love to hear what your favorite class is. And also, I'm curious to know from players if they think class actually matters or if it's all about the skill of the player. So leave some comments below for us. And thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you tell everybody about these things. Give us some topics you'd love to hear us talk about in the future. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support.
And we're gonna pick a new couch.
heavies
Oh,
are the
yeah,
best.
please.
We need to get rid of this couch.
Big sweaty.
Big sweaty, the big sweaty meat.